Let's go Pitt. Let's go Pitt. Let's go Pitt. What up, what up, what up, what it do to all the college football fans around the world, and big thumbs up to the Pitt Panther Nation. I am TALK-IS-PITT, and you guys are tuning into the #1 sports channel on YouTube that will eat, breathe, and shit everything Pitt. Today, ladies and gentile men, I will be doing my very first preview and prediction video for the 2025 college football season. Who else would I be starting off with other than the Pittsburgh Panthers? So before I get into today's video, please like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. Click the notification bell to stay up to date for more Pitt and college football content. Also check out the Cash App link down below. That's where you can send your donations to my channel. With all that being said, let's get into today's video. But before we actually get into 2025, let's talk about how 2024 started and ended for the Pittsburgh Panthers. Started off 7-0, lost their last 6. No excuse, even if it's a valid excuse, that should never happen at the D1 level. Hopefully this year, under the new offensive coaching staff that was hired last year, with a full year under this new offense, we can finally click. And we could also finally produce a full team, meaning the offense is good and the defense is good. It's not the defense is good and the offense sucks, or the offense is good and the defense sucks, because that's usually how it is for Pitt. They start off the season August 30th at home against Duquesne. That's a team they have not played in 84 years. Duquesne is an FCS D1 school that is located a half-mile from Pitt's campus. Most people don't know that Pitt is not the only Division I team in the city. There's Duquesne, obviously, and there's also Robert Morris. You also have a Division III team that is located less than a half-mile from Pitt's campus. So it's very hard to be a Pitt fan in Pittsburgh these days and feel your team is getting enough respect. I think they're going to be able to start off getting more respect by beating FCS Duquesne, and they will do that. They stay home on September 6th to face the Central Michigan Chippewas. Now, the little information that I looked up on Central Michigan, because I won't be doing a preview and prediction video for them, the little information I looked up is they return only 8 starters, and that's on one side of the ball, the offensive side of the ball. And I don't know how that's going to really matter, because they were like 4-8, 5-7 last year, something like that. Pitt's going to cruise past Central Michigan. They're going to win by double digits, and they're going to remain undefeated, 2-0. Then the biggest test of the year so far. On September 13th, Pitt returns to Morgantown for the backyard brawl, and so does Rich Rodriguez. Rich Rodriguez, the last time he was at West Virginia, it did not end well at all. He lost a shot at the national championship by losing to the Pitt Panthers, who by at that time only had 4 wins. Rich Rodriguez is not stepping into the same situation he was when he was here previously, and he's not stepping into the same situation he was when he was at Jacksonville State. All right, Jacksonville State somehow won their conference last year with a 9-5 record, because most of their wins actually came against their conference. But they don't have as many members in their conference as other conferences do. So they were conference champions, and Rich Rodriguez brought in 60-plus transfers a couple years prior to help, Jacksonville State actually remain pretty decent. And he did do a good job down at Jacksonville State. However, Jacksonville State, though, they weren't gutted the way West Virginia was, in my opinion. And because of that, because of the fact that West Virginia is only returning 6 starters together, on both offense and defense combined, and the fact that they don't even know who their quarterback's going to be, I think Pitt is going to go into Morgantown and beat West Virginia and ruin Rich Rodriguez's one and only backyard brawl that he may ever coach. Again. Pitt's 3-0, and then they go on their bye week. They come back into football play on the 27th of September for the first ACC game of the year at home against Louisville. Now, Louisville is still going to be a decent team. I do think Pitt's going to be able to give them more than what they could handle prior to what they did last year, but I do think Louisville is more talented right now, and I do think Pitt will take a loss in this game, so they will be 3-1 going into ACC play and 0-1 going into ACC play. They have another home game on October 4th against Boston College. Boston College is not going to be anywhere near as good this year as people think. I'm not saying they're going to be bad. I just don't think they're going to be that good. They lost about even amounts on both sides of the ball, so they do have some figuring out to do. They do return their quarterback from last year, not Thomas Castellanos, the other guy who clearly was better than Thomas Castellanos. But I still think Pitt's going to be able to win this game, and they're going to be 4-1. Then they go on their first road game of the year in ACC play down to Tallahassee to take on Florida State. This is going to be a much better Florida State team. I don't think it's going to be that good of a Florida State team. A lot of Florida State fans still have their heads up their ass because they got left out of the playoffs. Boo-hoo, so did UCF. I think Pitt is going to win this game, but I think it's going to come down to 7 points or less, and they're going to beat Florida State. They have another road game October 18th against Syracuse. Now, a lot of people are saying the Dome is a difficult place to play. It's not for Pitt. Syracuse has beaten us maybe 5 times in the past 25 years. We own Syracuse over the past 25 years. It's not a very difficult place to play for us. It's not. The last time we were up there and we played them, we beat them by double digits. Pitt's going to win this game and be 5-1. They come back home to continue ACC play on October 25th versus NC State, the fucking school that has a thorn in our side. And I do apologize for the language, but that's the truth. They have a thorn in our side because we can barely beat them in any sport. I think this is the year that changes. We beat them in football. I think we beat them by more than 7 points. I don't really have faith in Dave Dorian. I think he's overpaid. I'm not saying he's a complete bad coach, but he is definitely overpaid. NC State, I believe since they have been in the ACC, haven't really had more than a 9-win season, other than maybe a couple of times. Once again, everybody, I think Pitt beats NC State to remain, or not to remain, to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'll be 7-1. Wow, I can't freaking count. They'll be 7-1 after playing NC State. Then they go on the road all the way to California to play Stanford. Stanford's not going to be any good. Pitt's going to cruise past by double digits, I believe, and beat the shit out of Stanford, which is going to be revenge for us because the last time Pat Narduzzi played Stanford, he lost to him. Anyway, then we go on another bye, and it's a very much needed bye because we play the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at home on November 15th. After playing Stanford on the 1st of November, we go on a bye. Then we play Notre Dame on the 15th. This, honestly, to me, is going to be a game that dictates if Pitt gets into the college football playoffs or not. Not necessarily gets into it, but hey, maybe we can actually compete to an extent. Not saying win a college football playoff game, but compete. I do not think we're going to win this game. I do think this will be the game that keeps us out of the college football playoff unless we do what I think we're going to do at the end of the year. And that's beat both Georgia Tech and Miami. Now, if we don't beat both Georgia Tech and Miami at the end of the year, I think we will split one of those games. I'm hoping, honestly, it's Miami. Even though I'm going to the Georgia Tech game, I would rather lose to Georgia Tech than lose to Miami. I cannot stand Miami, and I have nothing against Georgia Tech. I just cannot stand Miami. Not their fan base, it's just their team because they're overhyped every damn year and they fail. How is it that Pitt did what Miami still has yet to do? And Pitt did it in 7 years. It's ridiculous. I think Pitt's going to beat Miami, and I actually do think Pitt is going to beat Georgia Tech. I do. To end the season with a 10-2 record. Hopefully getting into the ACC championship. But that's all I got for today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Click the notification bell to stay up to date for more Pitt and college football content. Also, check out the Cash App link down below to send your donations to my channel. Let's go Pitt. Let's go Pitt. Let's go Pitt. See you next time.